2022 Jackson State spring game is highly anticipated, and it's right around the corner. April 24th, 5 p.m. on ESPN, the first HBCU to ever do it. It's a big deal. Now, at that game, it's not only going to be a lot of fans, not only going to be a lot of cameras and a lot of people watching, there's going to be a lot of recruits, right? Top recruits in the country who are on official or unofficial visits. One of these kids actually came out and announced on Twitter that he's going to be there. He officially announced it. He goes by the name of Tristan Sion, a guy who I have introduced to y'all before, a prospect on Jackson State's board, by the way, who does have Jackson State in his top 12. Keep that in mind. FAMU is there too. We'll get into that a little bit later. But he does have Jackson State in his top 12, and he has announced on Twitter, I wish I could remember the quote, but the gist of it is, and I'll put the picture up, I will be in attendance for the Jackson State Tigers spring game on April 24th. You get it. You get the gist. So he's going to be there. Now, if you remember with Tristan Sion, I do think I remember saying in the previous video that he is one of the recruits that Jackson State needs to land. I really do think he is an important piece at the safety position because he's a DB. And by DB, I mean he's a true DB. He does not like to be called a corner. He does not like to be called a safety. As a matter of fact, he's went on Twitter and said, please do not refer to me as a DB. I'm sorry, a corner, a safety, or whatever. I'm a DB. I have no uncomfortable zone. He said that himself. He has no uncomfortable zone. That's the type of player that Jackson State needs. They need a kid who can contribute in the slot if you need him to. They need to start thinking about the safety position, okay? Because you got John, you got Shiloh, they're getting up there. You need to have a replacement ready to go. Not to say that they don't already do, but you want to always get the best talent available. Now, Tristan Sion at 6'1", 170 pounds, he's a 4-star recruit from James Rickett High School from Tallahassee, Florida. The reason why that Tallahassee, Florida part is so important is because, like I said earlier, FAMU is also in his top 12. Do not count out FAMU in the race for this kid. The reason being, obviously, they're in his backyard. They're going to make a push for this kid and his abilities. Now, he has 40 offers. 40 offers. So that shows you that not only FAMU, Jackson State, FCS programs want him, FBS programs want him as well. But as for his top 12, it consists of UMass, LSU, USF, Arkansas, FAMU, Iowa State, Ole Miss, FAU, West Virginia, Mississippi State, and last but not least, JSU. This is big, right? Because not only is this a kid that I believe that you have to bank on, but you have everything works in your favor for that weekend. Everything works in your favor. Jackson State is at they have such an advantage right now, right? They're in a position where a recruit can visit any game and it can pretty much feel like a homecoming game, if I'm being honest with you. There's not a game this season, especially at home, that will not be packed. Everybody, this will probably be the most watched HBCU football in a very long time. And all eyes are going to be on Jackson State for a lot of reasons. But back to him, you have a lot going for yourself. Number one, ESPN's going to be there. You're going to get the exposure. He's going to see that tenfold, right? Now, you no longer have that excuse for recruits for bowing out of HBCUs. Oh, if I go here, I'm not going to get the exposure. ESPN is at our spring game. We got Coach Prime. We're getting attention on almost a weekly basis. We've been talked about on Undisputed, on First Take. You're going to get attention here. And the kids that we have who are going to get drafted only going to bring more attention. So boom, that's something you can pitch to them and the rest of those kids who are going to be there. On top of that, the crowd, right? This is now we're talking about the strength of Jackson State. What is one of the biggest things that HBCU, that recruits want? Love. They want to be shown love. As a matter of fact, the number one running back in the country for the upcoming class, Mr. James, what's his name? James Richard, I believe. I made a video on him. The number one running back in the country, however, who also plans to attend FAMU and Jackson State for a visit. His biggest thing is he wants to be shown the most love. He's been on Twitter saying, and Instagram saying, I'm going to go to the school whose fan base shows me the most love. That's a benefit for y'all. You realize that? Because Who else shows up like Jackson State fans at the FCS level? You're the best at that. You're the best at that. Social media, right? You're the best at showing love. In person, y'all are definitely the best at showing love. I mean, when you listen to Donald Turley, Evan Henry, Travis Hunter, the kids who've come to a visit on Jackson State, they were impressed by how much love you've shown them. So you need to do the same thing at spring game, because I know y'all are going to be there, and y'all are going to be there in full effect because you want to see Travis Hunter. So that's going to be a sight for him, right? On top of that, the food. I've heard plenty of good things about the Jackson State food, especially during the tailgating. I don't know if y'all will be tailgating during the spring game. I imagine you will be, right? So the food, you got that going for you. But I'm pretty sure every HBCU can say that. Facilities, the big thing that you have going for you, right? Because see, now you can show them we got what they got. We might not have it to the extent of Alabama, but ours is really nice. Ours is FBS level. I can take you out to the field and show you the nice little grass field, the nice little turf field. I can take you inside the player lounge, tell you, hey, we're gonna have the PlayStation here, the Xbox here, the barber here. Same thing you'll see at any FBS school. We got it too. Go in the locker room, the big JSU sign in the middle with the lights off and the TV. You got it. You got it. Everything that you would get at that other school, at that FBS school, you got it here. Those facilities are going to come in the clutch for Jackson State because they have a lot going for them already. So now that you added that, it almost looks unfair. And last but not least, the uniforms. We know Coach Prime is getting the uniforms for Jackson State. For those of you who didn't know, he's confirmed it on Instagram. And when I did the interview with Evan Henry and Tyson Alexander, I asked them about the uniforms. They're still on the hush. They can't say anything about it, but all they have said is it's fire, even more fire than last year. So he's going to get a sneak peek to it, obviously. We're not going to be able to see it yet. But you got that. And I'm pretty sure y'all are going to think of more things in the comments as well that you have going for you for that weekend of the spring game. But my point is you have a lot going for you. To me, there's no way. The only way you can mess this weekend up is if you come out and you look bad. And you know, there's been words, right? Alabama A&M didn't look so good in the spring game. I watched a little bit of Grambling. I wasn't really sold on them either, but you know, they're a new team, so I give them a pass. But y'all have the chemistry, y'all have the time, and let's be honest, y'all are the standard in the SWAC right now. You can't come out and put a bad product on that field. We need to see big plays. We need to see exciting plays. You know, just something to get the crowd up and going. Everybody's going to want to see Travis do something, Kevin do something. I mean, Shador, Quay Davis. You know, we want to see some big things happen. So as long as you come out and you put a good product on the field, you're good. You do everything that you would do during a homecoming, right? And you just go out and put a good product on the field. Maybe you leave with the best chance of landing this kid. Maybe. But time will tell. We just gotta wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below, if you were Coach Prime, what are things you would sell to him during that visit? Let me know. If you're gonna be at the game, please tell me if y'all gonna plan on helping your team recruit, how you gonna do it, right? You gonna walk up to them, you gonna show them love, you gonna tell them, hey, I would love to see you in the Jackson State uniform. Let me know what you gonna do. I wanna know all that down below in the comment section. But just know Tristan Sion, 4-star defensive back, will be at Jackson State for that spring game. This is all just to keep you updated and let you know. Shout out to my boy Aaron Sanders, because he is the one who told me this early this morning when I was on my way to work, because I didn't even know. I'm barely on Twitter. So shout out to my boy Aaron Sanders. With that being said, man, you're watching the CFL podcast. I go by the name of Kobe, and I'm out.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn